Stugatz here for 1-800-Flowers. Ring in the holiday season with cheery bouquets for your friends and loved ones from 1-800-Flowers.com. Whether you're looking to cross some names off your list or want to deliver an early holiday surprise, 1-800-Flowers has the deals and bouquets you're guaranteed to love. Right now, when you order a dozen assorted roses for just $29.99, 1-800-Flowers will give you another dozen absolutely free. That's 40% off the original price. 24 assorted roses is the perfect way to surprise the special people on your holiday list. This beautiful bouquet of 2 dozen roses in a rainbow of colors will leave your loved ones stunned without spending a fortune. It's the best of both worlds. Amazing roses at an unbeatable price. These gorgeous roses from 1-800-Flowers are picked at their peak and shipped overnight to ensure freshness. A dozen assorted roses for just $29.99 plus another dozen for free is an amazing deal, but it expires Friday. When it comes to meaningful holiday moments, trust quality bouquets from 1-800-Flowers.com. To order a dozen assorted roses plus an extra bouquet for just $29.99, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/Dan. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/Dan. Hurry, the offer ends on Friday.
With the Citi Double Cash Card, you get 1% cash back when you buy and 1% as you pay. That's like the joy of discovering the last donut.
Ooh.
And it has your name on it, literally, in chocolate sprinkly things.
No way.
Double the love with the Citi Double Cash Card. Apply now at Citi.com/doublecash.
Don Le Batard. America is addicted to its technology, and it's really unhealthy.
I keep having this discussion with my wife because she is on that phone nonstop. And what I have asked for our family to do moving forward is let's figure out a time where all of us put our phones away and none of us use them till the next morning.
Stugatz. Yeah, but nobody wants to be with you.
That just dawned on me. Thanks, Dan.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugatz on ESPN Radio. If you want to talk to Ron McGill of Zoo Miami, the telephone number is 786-456-4837. We learn something every week around here about the animals. We are fascinated by the animals. So let's start with Mike. Mike, you're on with Ron McGill of Zoo Miami. Go ahead.
Ron, was just curious if there's an evolutionary advantage to the shape of a hammerhead shark's head.
The advantage is that I'm not totally knowledgeable about this, but I know there's an understanding of having the eyes on the outside on an expanded head shape like that. It gives it totally 360-degree vision, and also there's something about the way it can read, feel sound waves. There's sensors along that hammerhead, so to speak, that makes it extremely sensitive to different types of distress sensations and things like that. But mostly it's for the vision.
That was pretty good for not knowing. Like if
but there's more specifics to it, Dan, that I'm not.
But I'm saying if you were bull bleeping your way through that was pretty good. That's a pretty good theory.
Really good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dan.
And I'm proud of you.
Brian, it's a zoo take, a fake take. Brian, you're on with Ron McGill of Zoo Miami.
Yeah, hey, Ron, I have to ask a question. If animals evolve, why is it that opossums, raccoons, and squirrels haven't learned to look both ways before they cross the street?
Well, part of the evolution is also just population control. So there are things that are built into that, and what they do is they compensate by having tons of babies. You ever seen a possum? How many babies a possum can have on its back? I've seen them with up to like 13, 14 babies at one time. So there's a high reproduction rate to compensate not just for predation from other animals, but predation by vehicles, so to speak, also.
Wow, so your answer to that was they're dumb. And there are too many of them, so they deserve to die.
No, listen, Dan. What it is, it's also natural selection, because there are possums and raccoons that do learn not to cross the street and get hit by cars, learn that cars are dangerous, and they'll pass that gene on. And as time goes on, that's part of the way to keep the population healthy.
Right, that's where we're headed.
Smarter animals.
That's where we're headed, and that's when they'll take over, when they all learn it.
Is that your goal every week to get me going with you?
Also, isn't evolution something that takes place over thousands and thousands of years?
Exactly.
That's one of the problems.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike, for bringing in the voice of reason.
A better answer.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. A better answer than yours, McGill.
Wow.
You have been really feisty with Ron
Mark,
lately, man.
you're on.
You know what it is? I don't know. Are you having a happy holiday season, Dan?
Mark, you're on with Ron McGill of Zoo Miami. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Ron. I was wondering if it's ever morally or ethically okay to have sex with an animal.
What?
Where does that come
Oh,
from?
my God. Woo! All right.
Want to answer that, Ron, or should we move on to the next one?
All right. Brett, you're on with Ron McGill of Zoo Miami. Go ahead.
That was weird.
I have a gopher tortoise.
It really was. It was weird. Thank you for acknowledging it. We all felt it. Thank you for giving it a voice. Go ahead, Brett. You're welcome.
You're welcome. I have a gopher tortoise that lives across my street, and he poops in my front lawn and on my front porch every day at the exact same time. I was wondering if animals develop daily routines.
Absolutely. There's no question. Listen, human beings do that. I know people, that every morning that's one of the first things they do. They make their little travel. That is absolutely something that is done as a part of a routine. Animals mark their territories. They go through a routine. Even in the wild, they'll walk the same path. They'll scope out their territory, and they mark the territory. So that is an absolutely common thing.
But how do you stop it, Ron? If that's happening, how do you stop it?
Well, you're going to have to put some kind of dissuasion in there, put another dog out there, or put some kind of a scent. People use different types of scents. The scent of another male dog. They even have like wolf urine and stuff like that that'll make the animal think that, there's something in here that can really beat my butt, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to go somewhere else to avoid a conflict. But there's different types of scents that actually you can get in different types of hunting stores and things like that can lure or detract different animals.
Ron, in New Orleans once I saw a pot-bellied pig on a leash, and it made me wonder, other than dogs and cats, what animal makes a great house pet?
The bronze medalist on what Ron McGill would say is the third best house pet to have.
Oh, wow, that's a tough one. Dog or cat? If it weren't for the smell, I think ferrets are really interesting. They just have a musk odor to them that are really bad, but they have been domesticated now over the years where they're quite handleable. They're very curious. They're wonderful animals. They can be tamed down very easily. But other than that, really domestic animals is the only thing. And I wouldn't even go with so much with a pot-bellied pig as much, even though they can be trained to be litter trained and stuff like that. It's just a big animal. It's a very big animal to have in a house.
Ron, I'm curious. I saw something. A video was sent to me the other day. Britain's Got Talent or something. That's the one Simon Cowell is doing now. And it appeared that a guy with a dog had a dog that could clearly say yes or no and had been trained to say certain things that sounded like human words. And then they also had a chicken that was like playing a xylophone and played a song. And I'm just wondering, are those things real, or is somebody?
No, they're real. They're real, but the dog doesn't know he's saying no, doesn't know he's saying yes. He's been conditioned. He makes a sound that sounds like that, and that's just reinforced by the trainer. If he can make that sound again, the trainer will give him a positive reinforcement, a treat or something like that. And the dog says, by doing this, I can get a treat. So then what the trainer does is he, coordinates that with a question that makes it sound like the dog knows what he's doing.
But it was a comedy routine that they were doing with the dog that sounded like it was speaking, not just on yes and no. I think it said feelings or something. Like, I understand what you're saying, but it was funny. It was funny. I mean, Mike, you got to look this up because it was uproariously funny and was so ridiculous. And I'm like, that can't be real. I understand that the dog doesn't understand what it's doing, but it was way too human sounding to not make me question the veracity of the video.
No, I think it is possible. Dogs are like people. They have the ability to maneuver their vocal cords. They can do things. Some people bark like a dog, sound like a real dog. Some people don't do it very well. Some people, like a Rich Little, can mimic other people's voices really well. Other people can't do it. So some dogs have the ability to kind of alternate their voices a little bit, and that can be rewarded.
Wait, Ron, a chicken was playing a piano. Like what?
But how tough is that, Dan? He's walking on the piano. That's about it.
But he was playing a song. He was playing notes.
But Dan, you can train the chicken to hit certain keys at certain times.
Yeah,
that's not, again, it's not something that's terribly common. You're not going to have every chicken go out there and play a song. But what was he playing? Chopsticks, or was he playing a concerto?
It was like a Christmas song or something.
Okay, but that's a tat-tat-tat. The same thing you can tell a 3-year-old to hit these certain keys.
It's a chicken! Is that a 3-year-old? It's a bleeping chicken!
Why do you refuse to give animals the ability to have some sort of intelligence?
Because it's a chicken. I thought the chicken was pea-brained. Is the chicken smart?
I'm not saying it's smart, but it's intelligent enough to where it can learn that, if you put certain treats, certain seeds on certain keys at certain times... I feel
like the chicken is kind of like the fish. The fish is a dummy. The fish can't be trained to do anything.
Bird brain is a saying.
I mean, am I wrong about this?
Well, isn't
No,
it?
you're not wrong about it. The intelligence level is not needed tremendous intelligence level to hit certain keys at certain times.
Ron,
you can change.
I saw a chicken play a piano, and you're telling me it's not ridiculous. Like I saw a chicken play a song on a piano.
Listen to me, Dan. Listen to me. Now, just listen. Don't say anything for just 10 seconds, okay? Listen. It would be ridiculous if a chicken came out of the woods, never seen a piano before, and went up to the piano and started playing a song, okay? That would be ridiculous, okay? But for somebody to have a video of a chicken playing a song that he was probably training the chicken for 3 freaking months to do this song, to scam people like you, is not ridiculous.
It's still ridiculous, Ron. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Ron. I love you. Thank you, buddy.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe it.
Clearly.
It's the most absurd thing I've ever seen.
The dog sounds. Mike, see if you can get this audio cleared so you can hear what it is that I'm talking about here.
I once, on Ripley's Believe It or Not, once saw a dog that knew how to say I love you, and a dog that knew how to say its owner's name, Ira.
Mike, I understand. I've seen dogs do that too.
Ira!
This dog was doing a comedy routine with its owner.
Well, he was just doing one word, right?
No.
He wasn't doing it. He was doing a setup?
He was doing it was a lot of see and no. Yes, but
the dog was doing a comedy.
It was doing different languages.
Like pacing up and down the stage.
Languages.
Like
it was
imagine Eddie Murphy in Raw.
It said yes and no in various languages.
Oh, okay. Because now I thought you made it the dog was just like doing the Dice Clay thing where he was taking a drag behind his head and saying Little Miss Muffet.
Right. My cousin's dog used to come up to the door and say hello to people when they got to the house. Yeah.
Like what? Like with his voice?
There you go.
Hand, please.
No. Get me the sound before the end of the show.
Wait, no, if he can talk, get us the dog.
This chicken is amazing. Because you've seen the video, obviously, and like Simon, the rest of the judges, they're all doubting, rolling their eyes, like, what a waste of our time. And then all of a sudden, the chicken steps up and finally starts playing the piano, and they give him a standing ovation.
Okay, get me this sound. I want to figure out how to play this for the audience before the end of the show, please.
And get us the dog.
No, the dog doesn't understand what it's doing. But the dog's funny. And the dog speaks several languages.
Dan Le Batard.
People don't associate the Nordic with manliness.
That's right, not since the Viking days.
Very few ethnicities have something like, the Viking days.
Stugats.
I'm kind of with Greg on this. Remove the Vikings from the conversation.
Right.
I don't think anyone kind of associates manly with being Scandinavian.
You know what? Let's remove the penis from the conversation.
Whoa. That would hurt.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
Man, there's a lot going on around this show. None of it is meaningful. It's all meaningless.
It was amazing. Stugats just came in here, clapped his hands and sort of in a housekeeping gesture was like, all right, Dan, you got Greg Cody's Back in My Day to get to. You got Greg Cody's got to go to the bucket of death as well. And also you got Tom Flores at 12:30. And he did it with braying laughter. You have 80-year-old Tom Flores in 15 minutes.
I got to set that up, man.
Oh, and also I was fooled by the talking dog.
Oh, yes, you were. If you missed any of the show, you can listen to all 3 hours of the Dan Le Batard Show on demand in the ESPN app, plus our Miami only hour that airs before the show. And now you can subscribe to our Best of podcast. It's all available in the Listen tab of the ESPN app. The Dan Le Batard Show is brought to you by Upside.com, giving all business travelers the gift of a better travel experience this holiday season. Upside.com. I don't even know how to explain what happened to you with the dog. Remember we were talking like Chuck Pagano and that press conference he gave yesterday, and we saw him in front of our eyes going crazy? I think the same thing just happened for us.
No.
Dan, there's no way you could have believed that. You're a smart guy.
I was fooled just the same way Britain's Got Talent's judges were fooled by it. I was fooled by it. The dog is moving his mouth, but the man is a ventriloquist. But he wasn't using very many words. He was doing enough to just be believable. But yes, Mike, to answer your questions, I was on a loud balcony and I'd been drinking. It was a windy beach balcony.
There is so very clearly not a microphone near the dog's mouth, yet it's speaking at the exact same level that the ventriloquist is.
That part was weird.
And you can hear him
but
breathing.
the chicken was real. The chicken was playing us off.
Yes, that was real. I've confirmed that. Yes.
Let's do Greg Cody's Back in My Day.
And now, it is time to take a trip down memory lane. Here's your guide, Greg Cody, with Back in My Day.
I wish I saw you. I wish I saw you.
Oh, watching the dog video?
Yeah. Calling, Bobby.
Amazed.
Bobby.
No, I wasn't with my
Dave.
father.
Screaming down at people, come up here. Hey.
I did want to send it to people. I would have sent it to you, and you would have called my bluff long before I made an embarrassment of myself on the radio.
Christmas cards. There are no tidings of comfort or joy for Hallmark and other card makers because their former annual holiday staple, the Christmas card, is ebbing from Americana, fading by degrees. Back in my day, the annual Christmas card exchange was robust, a way to keep in touch with far-flung friends and relatives. Long-distance calls were expensive. There was no internet or Facebook, so folks actually wrote letters augmented by holiday cards. For a month starting right about now, the mailbox would populate daily with Christmas greetings received or sent. Now they arrive like tumbleweeds across the plain, cards disappearing, postage stamps stamped out. I propose we thumb a nose at technology and bring back the Christmas or holiday card exchange as an annual tradition in a wave of nostalgia harking to Norm Rockwell's America.
Yes.
But I would suggest two changes in custom to make the exchange even better than it was. Number one, always remember, please, depending on your sensibilities, that the stars of Christmas are either Santa Claus or Jesus Christ. Send me a card that shows a manger scene or send me a card with cartoon reindeer. Do not send me a card whose cover is a photo of your family. Adorable as your kids may be, the holiday has nothing to do with them. Number two, please resist the urge to include with your card an annual letter detailing and summarizing all of the things that happened in your life the past year.
I know those people.
Again, this is about Santa and Christ, not about you. If Uncle Ned died or little Sue's got married, I either already know it or don't care. Just sign the card, Happy Holidays, all the best, the McGillicuddies, and move on.
All right.
One thing I will happily see inside that envelope from you, though, is a gift card.
What?
Although, if possible, I'd like you to go old school and find a store that still gives out handwritten gift certificates. Bring back the cards, folks. We used to measure our popularity by the number of cards we received, glowing with pointless pride as our metal display wheels filled with indications of the size of our social circle. Now the steadily diminishing number lends a somber note to the holiday season as I mutter curses at those who no longer send cards, even as that number includes me. I'm Greg Cody, and that's how it was back in my day.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Let's get the Reaper in here.
Finally, he gave us something.
Yes, finally gave us something today.
That was really good, Greg.
Here comes the Grim Reaper. The clumsy, insecure Reaper has arrived. This is how it works. It's always the same. The Reaper has a bucket of death. In that bucket are an assortment of helmets. Greg Cody will select a helmet. He's been very
Where's his
lucky.
glove? Yes, his glove.
Okay, of course, the Reaper's failed again.
We need his glove.
All right, do it without a glove. No, we really need to wait
there are
for a
certain
glove.
things that you can feel on the helmet. No. It's no.
I'm a team.
No,
I'm
it's
a
an
team
advantage.
player.
Glove.
By the way, Greg's been excellent. He's been he's 6-3 this year, man, and you're 5-0 on the putback. Just so you know. Yeah.
Well, so here's what we've got. It's a suicide pool linked up with this week's teams, and there's nothing but horror left because Chris Cody took the Orange Man, your Cheeto. You're going to be painted orange.
Wow.
Oh, you're going to do cheerleading?
Yeah,
okay,
he's
so
taking the
Orange Man is
cheerleading,
still
okay.
on there?
Yeah, the Cheeto is still available.
Chris was the only loser last week?
Chris was the only loser, and he got that loss by picking the Fine Bucket helmet, which means he got close to $750.
Nice.
And a death.
Okay.
We need a bag of
So now it's time for Greg Cody to select from the bucket. Please speak into the microphone, Greg.
Here I go.
Yeah, thank you.
Mike,
I mean,
whoa.
you just...
Here we go.
All right, thank you.
I'm galloping. I'm riding a horse here. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Again, with all the words.
It looks like the Lebo helmet to me.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Okay, we call my brother and he just gives you a team, any team of his selection.
No.
He doesn't know anything about sports, so it could be anybody.
Yeah, but it could be good. It could be good. He doesn't know a lot of teams.
He's actually 2-0 in these picks.
That's the worst helmet possible.
Okay.
But Greg, he only
you can
knows
put
the
it
good
back.
teams. Think
you
about
can put
it.
it back. You can put
One
it back.
time he did say Mighty Ducks.
He doesn't know anything about sports. He doesn't know anything about
No,
sports.
it's dangerous.
Well, you can put it back.
And you're 5-0 on putback, so.
I'm going to roll the dice.
Whoa!
Wow, Stugatz with amazing stats. All right, go ahead. Let's go. All right, this is final. This one's final. Whatever he gets here, let's go. Let's do it.
No, I think he said he's keeping it. You rolling the dice and keeping the.
Oh, okay, he is. All right, so we got to call my brother. We'll call him next break, and we'll figure out.
Well, don't forget, we got to set up Tom Flores.
All right.
Don Le Batard.
According to the Independent, there was a survey of 117 Mensa members who have an IQ of at least 140. They were found to have a tendency to have thick body hair.
Yeah, I took that survey. They asked me, and it's true.
Stugatz.
Anyway, moving on. Good contribution from you. Just a turd of a joke thrown right there into the show.
It wasn't a joke. I was reiterating a fact.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugatz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Very exciting. Tom Flores going to join us in just a second here on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line.
Two-time champion as a head coach.
Yeah, 4-time champion. 1-2 as an assistant.
Player, an assistant.
Yeah. Here's your SportsCenter update. The NFL last night announced 2-game suspensions for Denver Broncos cornerback Aqib Talib and Raiders wide receiver Michael Crabtree for their actions in Sunday's altercation. Los Angeles Rams outside linebacker Connor Barwin had surgery to repair a broken bone in his left forearm and will be out a couple of weeks, Coach Sean McVay announced late Monday afternoon. And finally, the reflex that causes people to sneeze when looking at the sun is called... Oh, God. Autosomal dominant compelling helio-opalomatic outburst syndrome. Its acronym spells out...
Man.
Achoo. Are you telling me I got all that right?
No.
Oh. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in to SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
All right, so we were talking about Tom Flores yesterday because we were mesmerized by this sound, the sound from 95.7 The Game. Tom Flores, multi-time champion, is one of the broadcasters. I'm stifling a sneeze right now just because of that update. He is one of the broadcasters on 95.7 The Game, and you will hear from him very briefly in the middle of this clip where they're trying to include him in their outrage, and you just hear Tom Flores sounds like he's gargling. So he's going to hear this with us for the first time. Tom, are you there, sir?
I'm here. I'm taking this all in. I'm getting a lesson in physiology, I guess, or something with the sneeze or whatever that is. What was that word again?
Achoo.
Achoo. Yes. Yes, you got a lesson. You didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So here is Tom Flores. Do you remember what was happening in the middle of this swirl where there were punches thrown and chains stolen? No? All right, so let's play the sound. Yeah. Let's just play the sound for Tom Flores.
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, all right, let's play it.
Yeah, hold on, Tom. We're going to play the sound, and then we're going to give you a chance to expand on your thoughts.
All right.
Okay.
He's able to trip him up and march on with a good run. Now there's a fight over on the Broncos sideline. Michael Crabtree is fighting with Aqib Talib. Aqib Talib, I think, went at Michael Crabtree. It's a brawl over on the Broncos sideline, and they are really going at it. They are throwing punches here. Multiple guys are swinging, and officials also.
And now they're still going after Michael Crabtree.
Crabtree with
now
his
they're going
helmet
after
off
Crabtree.
is fighting Aqib Talib. Crabtree's got his helmet off. They're all going to be ejected, Tom.
Right.
They're all going to be kicked out. Crabtree throwing punches, going after Talib. This has become a street fight. What is going on?
Hold on.
So now let's isolate it for Tom so he can hear his contribution in this clip. This is a 4-time champion. We want to hear what his thoughts are on this.
They're all going to be ejected, Tom.
Right.
All right. So, Tom, we are giving you a chance now. Everyone,
please tell us what you were going to say.
What were you going to say? Because we've been dying for 24 hours. What were you going to say?
Well, heck, I don't remember anymore what I was going to say. I mean, the one thing I was watching, there were several fights going on. Guys were going after it and chasing each other. Not a lot of punches ever hit home anyway, but there were a lot of stuff that was going on, and that altercation started on the play before between Crabtree and Harris, the other corner, and then it continued with Talib. But that was left over from last year when he tore his chain off his neck last year. and they almost got into it in a fight in Denver. This year, when we played Denver early in the year, Crabtree didn't play in that game, so I guess it was building up and it was going to happen. So now they're both out 2 games, which is, I don't care about them, but it's tough on us because we've got some important games coming up. We're still alive in this whole thing.
Tom, you would agree, though, the guy calling that game with you, he's a ball hog.
He bulldozed you. Tom, he bulldozed you.
I mean, he called you out by name and then honestly, just steamrolled you.
Tom, and then it's like Tom, and you're like trying to get in there, and he just bulldozed you. It was unprofessional, Tom. I'd like you to rip him.
Yeah, Greg gets excited sometimes, and he just can't stop talking. He just goes and goes and goes. So I just kind of wait and listen, and then when it's over, I said, "Are you done?"
Yeah, no, you got to get in there, Tom. You got to get in there. The guy's a gas bag.
You're the Super Bowl champion, not Greg.
That's right. What's he ever won?
It's funny. That was funny. Yeah, I never listened to our broadcast, but sometimes a lot of funny things happen sometimes, and and Greg does get excited about the whole thing, and he was trying to explain the whole thing going at once. And Lincoln was trying to add a few words.
No, but nobody could get a word in. Nobody could get a word in because of the ball hog. No, because Greg's a hog. He's an ego monster.
Right. I mean, you and Lincoln have noticed this, right? I'm certain there's some tension.
You and Lincoln have talked about this in private. This guy's a ball hog. He's a gas bag. He's an ego monster.
You have. Come on, Tom.
Tom, thank you for being on.
Okay, good. Confirmation.
Tom, thank you for being on with us. Sorry we got you in another controversy. Thank you for being on with us.
All right, you guys. Be good.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. The last hour. The last hour has been a combination of like artful, epic stained glass religious painting with poop. With poop instead of paint.
I still can't believe you thought that dog was talking.
It's amazing. It really is.
I mean, I do have a couple of excuses. When I saw it in there in the video on a big screen where I hadn't had a lot of tequila, I was sober in the light of day. I see the error of my ways, but I'm telling you that I was on a loud balcony and there was wind. There was a lot of wind on the balcony, and so it was distorting my ability to tell that the ventriloquist was breathing into the microphone with breaths suspiciously alike to the dogs.
Did it ever dawn on you maybe get a second opinion from anyone before you went on air with it?
I got to be honest. The people I was watching with were also fooled. Also fooled. I don't want to betray anyone. No, with associate shame. I will not do that. Mike, put it on Twitter so people can see what it is that I was fooled by, and so they can laugh at me.
Don Le Batard.
How much career does Greg Cody have left?
Just over 3 hours.
Very little, believe me.
Stugotz.
If my career were a round of golf, I would say I have teed off on the 18th hole. I'm in the rough. Man, am I in the rough.
You already teed off, though, you're saying?
I've teed off.
You got about 4 or 5 shots left?
Yeah, well, 6 or 7.
Right,
okay.
Teed off.
He's about to take a drop.
Oh, yeah. No, I sliced it into Mrs. McGillicuddy's condo, and it bounced into the lake, and now I'm trying to find it. I got scuba gear. It's sad.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
We're going to update the polls here in a second, but Mike, Stugotz has been wearing me out, okay? Every break for an hour now, at the meanness of Bob Raceman, one of these media critics. Bob Raceman just put a tweet out a little while ago, and what did he say before we get to the polls? Because it's very important that this opinion get out there very quickly.
He said, did Golick and Wingo put anyone else to sleep?
And so there he is, Bob Raceman with the mean opinion. The show's been on for 1 minute, and like I've got to be there the second day it's there. Don't allow it to find its voice. 2 guys working together. No, let's judge it right away and ask anyone out there else being put to sleep by sports radio, as opposed to everything Francesca's been doing for the last 20 years.
Now, in fairness,
falling asleep himself on the air.
In fairness to Bob,
putting himself to sleep with what he was saying.
It's an efficient text or tweet, and I was just laughing at how efficient it is. It's such an odd question.
It's just mean.
But it's mean. There's no question about it. In fairness to Bob, he rips Francesca all the time, but you make such a great point. They're on their second day. Really? Give him a chance.
Give him a week.
Why do we care about fairness in this spot?
In this spot?
Yeah.
Oh, company men.
Yeah.
No, Stugatz wanting to be fair to racemen.
Companyman.
Because Stugatz finds the media critic funny. Let's go ahead and update the polls at Le Batard Show, at Le Batard Show on Twitter.
I want to start critiquing the media critic because they critique everyone, and I want to start critiquing their work. I've been thinking about this for a while. I think I'm going to do this.
Who are you going to do it to? That guy?
Maybe Richard Deitch.
That bottom feeder at Sports Illustrated, Richard Deitch?
Maybe Raceman, maybe all of them. I've been thinking about this for a while. You know, guys who tell me what shows are good and what shows I'll be entertained by, and then usually they're wrong. I think I'm going to do this.
Have a power ranking for critics.
Mike, you're saying don't do this?
Oh, both Cody and Stugatz today were excited that the power rankings came out for the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Cody was saying the Dolphins were 27. Why are you guys excited by power rankings?
They're climbing, baby.
It's one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
Actually, it's a big Tuesday because we got quarterback tiers. That was sent out this morning. Tiers, 3 or 4 separate tiers. Jared Goff, by the way, is up to the second tier.
What?
Yeah, he moved. He is.
What? Wait a minute. Who's in the first tier?
Oh, I got to find
Wait a minute. Whose quarterback tiers are these? Who put this together?
ESPN's quarterback tiers, and we got the power rankings
that
today.
Didn't
Very
answer my question.
Oh, I don't know who put it together. I just read the tiers. I don't know.
Tears of a clown.
I got to find it. I'm sorry.
Why would you smile at that, Cody?
What's that?
Let's go ahead and update the polls at Le Batard Show. I mean, unbelievable today.
It'd be Mike Sando who put those together.
All right. Good job, Mike.
What? Who's in the first tier?
I don't have the article.
Okay, great work by you guys.
I got the polls in front of me.
You guys are getting things done today. All right, let's go.
No, Billy has it. It seems like Billy has it.
No, Jared Goff's tier 4.
What are we doing?
Oh, but I think 4 is the highest tier.
No, 1 is the highest tier.
I think it's 4.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I debate that.
No, because tier 5 says should not start under any circumstances.
Wait a minute.
Wait, Sando has him on the 4th tier? What a terrible job by Sando. Seriously, who is this Sando guy anyway?
Why is Jared Goff in tier 4?
He's projected a high tier 3 for 2018.
Wait a minute. How could Jared Goff be?
He's the MVP.
Tier 4.
These aren't actual tiers. They're projected tiers. Anticipated tiers.
Go ahead and you know what? Get out of here, Cody. Get out of here again. The penalty box.
You.
Get out of here. Another
it says
2-minute
projected
penalty.
tiers.
Get out of here. Another 2-minute penalty. Get out of here.
Greg Cody, 2 minutes in the box.
I'm fired today, man. The Twitter poll is brought to you by Upside.com, giving all business travelers the gift of a better travel experience this holiday season. Check them out today at Upside.com. You guys thinking what I'm thinking?
We can get him this time.
Yeah.
This time we
totally get him this time.
He doesn't know.
But Mike, you can't bring him back.
Better this time.
Are we whispering again?
So the hard net workout is 50. Jeez.
You know what?
You go.
You go. Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
You want to go to the box? So it's 54:32 is our hard net
Just
workout.
under 2 minutes.
Mike, you can't bring him back till 54.
Okay.
Greg, get in the box.
Greg.
What is he doing?
He's eating.
He's just wandering around eating a sandwich? Wait a minute, that's not a penalty box. What do you mean he's just eating a sandwich? Oh, for the love of God.
Time starts now.
All right,
so I'm just going to do the polls here.
All right, let's keep doing the polls.
No, I'll bring him in the third time.
Right. Have you ever played the air base?
You don't have to whisper through the polls.
Okay, it's good. Thank you for pointing that out. 59% of the audience said yes. Do 99% of people look better clothed than naked? 82% of the audience said yes. Do any men look good nude? 64% of the audience said no. Do Greek statues have small penises because the sculptor knew the penis doesn't look right on the male body? 60% of the audience said yes. Have you ever been rude to a waiter? 59% of the audience said no. Does paradise smell like that? A garbage truck.
It's unbelievable today.
55% of the audience said no. Have you planned any of your funeral yet? 76% of the audience said no. And which would you rather hear, Guillermo's show dream or Lane Kiffin's Nick Saban tweet? 51% of the audience said the tweet.
Oh, now they want the Kiffin tweet.
Yeah, we already did this.
What's the Kiffin story? Well, what's the Kiffin story?
He retweeted Nick Saban contradicting himself about conference champions needing that to be criteria to make the college football playoff, and he's retweeted with comment, can you give yourself your own rat poison?
I love this Lane Kiffin.
I mean, Cody's a proud FAU graduate.
I am. I'm on the Lane train.
Well, hold on, because this is interesting, because they're good. Does he make you proud, or does he make you sad as an alum?
I'm a foul owl on the prowl. Whoop, whoop.